All right. Morning, Spider. Thanks for the good luck. Spider, do you happen to know how to, like, force the 8-bit do to turn off? I'm in this mode. It's just there. It's stuck, like, in something, and I can't tell what. I don't know how long... Oh, it shut off. Turn on. Hold on. It didn't work earlier, but I think it's because I didn't hold it down long enough. Alright. I think... Yeah, alright, I'm connected. Do this. It worked. Spider is a lifesaver. Morning, chicken. This game does need to learn how to alphabet. This is true. Alright. I have a save file here. I think this is just the rank F run I did earlier today. Not today, sorry. Earlier this week. I'm gonna double check before I just go and delete it. Ed Bob, thank you for the good luck. Yes. This is a rank F run. Okay. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I picked the right profile, right? Yeah, okay. Ever since that Legends Arceus moment, I've been terrified of deleting save files in this game, or in any game. Take the grass starter for once? Not today, no. A full hour faster. I went down. Whoops. For some reason, I was like, I need to go to 5, which is the max, which means I can go left. Alright. Alright. I have essentially not played the game much since Spider and I did a race on Monday of Rank F. Aside from that, I haven't really played. Thank you for the good luck, Crisis. Another 2x today. From you. Very nice if so. I will see if I can do another full game run this weekend or two, but no promises. Yeah, exactly. It's rough when I can only do 2 attempts a week. Like, it is what it is, though. Yeah. Things have to be... excuse me. Things have to be pretty wild if we got down that low in this game. Morning, Raph. I must behave. I don't even necessarily know if we need, like, true manip for cards. Just a way to re-roll them would go such a long way. Oh, that's a crit. Okay, I was like, that's good damage. Oh, I'm only doing rank F. Much shorter run. Did I see Whom's? No. I have not watched anything this entire week. Yeah, it makes much more sense. It's only an hour 40, yeah. Hour 39, hopefully. Record for this is a 138, I believe. Like Karma VGC. It's just not true. Listen, Twitch is being Twitch. I hit a 20 watch streak in, I think it was T-Pat's stream. And I'm like, I don't know that that's true, but I shared it anyways because it was funny. Huh. Champ still have any sort of story to run? I could see it being similar to, like, Pokemon Stadium that has, like, the gym leader castle and stuff. Who knows? Karma, hello, hello. Thank you for the good luck. That's pretty funny, Crisis. Okay. My special attack doesn't seem very good. My normal attack seems pretty solid. That's fine, though. I've only lost that one turn so far, and then I might lose a turn on like Chikorita, but it should be fine. Means no sub-hour, yeah. Shame. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, definitely. Then Brock through walls. Probably a little bit more involved than that. Rock through walls was good stuff. They don't make glitches like that anymore. That would definitely allow for some skips, yeah. The problem with modern Pokemon, and by modern I mean like, I don't know if Gen 6 was built this way. I know Gen 7 was, and onward, with the exception of BDSP, is everything is like super flag-based. So it's like, if you've not seen this event, other things will not trigger even when you enter the area for it. So it makes it really hard to sequence break in these games. Even if we couldn't do stuff like get out of bounds, like just because we can get to an area doesn't mean something will happen. A third of the time on boot? Oh my god. What are the odds that they just don't fix it? Exactly, yeah. What a train wreck. I was a BDSP defender for a while, but that game is just something else. Very fun game to route. That's something that BDSP and Scarlet and Violet have in common. They're games that are way more fun to think about than to play. Alright, Ben. Keep that streak going. Have fun at Epcot. Very, very nice. Thank you for the good luck. I saw Bowling for Soup once. I am willing to bet if we got an Oras level BDSP, we would not have the Legends sub-series. I think the only reason we ended up with Legends Arceus is because they let a different team take on BDSP. They only let a different team take on BDSP because it was as simple as it was. That Toto is angry on this on the physical side. That's kind of another reason I liked BDSP, because I never really got into Gen 4 to begin with. And so Unova would be similar. And this game is kind of fun, because I never really got into XY either. Alright, I'm trying to decide how I want to approach. It's not just this category. Thinking about any percent as well. But when it comes to the... Yeah. My wife closed the door on me. She shut the door. I was being too loud. But no. For both any percent and for this, in terms of the catches. So because our experience on Totodile matters so much less, getting a Mareep specifically over... It's still going to be worth it to get a Mareep. I would love Let's Go sequels. The problem with Let's Go sequels... I will say that a lot of us who are like, especially people who are fans of the speedrun, don't necessarily take into account, which I'm certainly guilty of as well, is part of the magic of Let's Go as a speedrun actually has nothing to do with Let's Go itself. And has everything to do with the fact that they decided to put a single gym challenge in that forces you to do catches. And there's no guarantee if they did a Let's Go Johto that we would have something similar. And so the Let's Go game, without the Let's Go catching, for a speedrun, would not be nearly as good. What would you get here instead? Weedle. Get Scatterbug and Weedle and just leave. Because the problem with Mareeps is to catch them reliably, you have to either sneak up on them or something to that effect, which is fairly slow. Or is slower than not, I guess I should say. Second Pika is also slower than Mareep. In terms of getting it quickly. I wasn't trying to hit you. Yeah, that is fair. I want to look something up. Still not doing anything actually exciting here yet. Cat just ran by. Fair. Listen, I know all about the long intros to these games. Very true. I don't know why I decided to crouch there. I have something that might be a hot take. But between this game, Scarlet and Violet, and Sword and Shield, this is by far the least offensive intro when it comes to how boring it is. What's the order and where's PLA? PLA I haven't done in years, so I can't reliably say. But it would be this game is the best intro of the three. There. This game is the least offensive, followed by Scarlet and Violet, followed by Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's intro is brutal to me. I don't think that's a popular opinion. I think most people would say Scarlet Violet's is worse. Where's my hat? Listen. It's over there. You're not the first person I've heard say that, Kitbean. Apparently Pikachu is making the rounds. It is the hat, you're right. I was in the office today, which means I had to look semi-presentable anyways. And it felt weird to put a hat on at the end of the day just to stream. Yes, it was right. Thank you, Dynam. That's not where I wanted to put it, but that's fine. Thank you, Zypotic. It's better over Lear, but it is what it is. It's fine. Bum, 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 bum. Quick attack right into the bubble beam. How silly of him. E33 and... Oh, it's such a tough question to answer. Devin, thank you for the good luck. Okay, I think you can get the general idea of how to play. For sure. The problem is going to be actually, like, beating bosses after a certain point. I'm assuming it's for AP reasons. Like, there's... The pop tracker has a map. You can even get... There's a... I wasn't playing with it last time. I think I'm going to install it for next time. There's a mod you can have that gives you a mini-map in-game. So, like, finding stuff isn't probably going to be a problem. It's mostly going to be like... Oh no, I'm stuck on this boss for a while. If you play on story difficulty, you'll be fine. Oh no, Dynam. One of the problems that we're running into with the Expedition 33 Archipelago is it's really cool. And it's like, it's fun to get. Like, if you've never played the game, there are these things called Pictos that are kind of like your passive abilities, I guess. It'll be things like start the battle with Rush, like a speed boost effectively, or like, you know, gain more AP, all this other stuff. Like, so there's a bunch of these passive abilities, and like, that's what makes the game really cool, is the amount of different like builds you can create. And so with the idea of AP, like, you're getting those at random instead of like as you progress through the game. So you can make really interesting builds because like you have to kind of use what you are given. Part of the problem is like there's really one... I don't know why I was just walking. Step Gustav ruined my speed order. But yeah, part of the problem is, like, in terms of an archipelago, the only progression technically are in the game. They're called progressive rocks. There's a story reason for why you're collecting rocks. I'm not going to get into it. But basically, these rocks are how you gain more abilities, like, essentially your HMs in Pokemon. And that's essentially all your progression is, are these rocks. And then you can unlock the areas, that you get given an area as an item as well. And that's why, like, it is totally possible. This would be ridiculous in terms of randomization, and you'd have such a hard time because you'd be severely underleveled. But, like, you could be done in your first 6 checks. Because all you'd have to do is get, like, 5 rocks and the final area of the game. And you could be in go mode, theoretically. So, Spider and I have been trying to figure out how we can tweak our settings. Like, the latest one I tried was in the randomization settings, there's like a progression balancing. I think it's in like almost all Archipelago YAMLs. but I tried setting that to extreme. It seemed to help until I did a seed. I was doing a solo seed yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm like done already. I think what I'm going to try for this one is going to be restricting my rocks to only exist in other people's worlds. So other people have to send me those. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's not... It's essentially your only progression, but... Well, okay. When I say only progression, I mean, like... Like, you can go to other areas, but the whole reason to go to an area... The only area that actually matters for the story in terms of Archipelago is the final area of the game. Because you have to get to whatever your final boss win condition is. You don't technically have to enter any other area if your items aren't there. Like, I'm trying to think of a counter example I could give. I mean, I guess the same is true for any randomizer. At least the ones that we've been doing. Because even like Pokemon, you don't have to go to Cerulean City if your badges are just elsewhere. I think it's just the lack of actual items that are required. Like in a Pokemon like Crystal's an extreme example because of the 16 badges, but like in a normal Pokemon game, you need your 8 badges plus the HMs required to get to the Elite Four. Right? So you probably need 12-ish items. In this, you technically need like 5. And some of those items aren't exclusive. So like the rocks are considered progressive, meaning the first one you get, regardless of what it is, gives you the first ability. The second one you get gives you the second ability, and so on. So like, it's not like, oh, my swim is here. It is my third rock is here. Yeah, I think the 2 changes I want to make, and I mentioned them to Spider yesterday. Was yesterday when I was playing it? I don't know. This week has been a blur. The 2 changes I want to make are I want to lock my rocks in other people's worlds. Because I think that'll at least force me to play with others. And then I want to change my win condition. So the randomizer supports, I think it's 5 different win conditions. Without spoiling anything, 3 of them are considered post-game. And so I'm going to do one of the post-game ones, I think. Something I liked, so when we were all just doing our when it was just Spider, Dynam, and I for a while doing the APs, I was doing red-blue ones. Something I liked in red-blue that I think exists in the other ones, probably Crystal at least, was that I haven't seen in any other game, by the way. It might exist. It's just I saw it in red blue. Was areas were scaled based on what sphere you were meant to do them in. So like if the first item you got was Surf, so you start your red-blue randomizer, right? You're in Pallet Town. The first 2 items you get are Surf and the Soul Badge that lets you use Surf. If you go down to Cinnabar Island, things are like level 10. They're not level 40 or something. Which I think is a really cool thing to do. Nice. Because let me tell you, Expedition 33 does not have that. And I'm not saying it should, necessarily. Obviously, like, it's only been out. It's in alpha. It's only been out for, like, a couple weeks, even. But it's, it'd be really nice if it did. Just dodge, yeah. I mean, to be fair, okay. In Expedition 33, they did... I don't know when you stopped playing Chicken, but there was a patch at one point that changed the story difficulty, which is the easiest difficulty, and gave the timing windows on dodges and parries like 40% more. So it was like a 40% larger window. It is like a lot more manageable if you have never seen an attack before to just go in and like dodge it than it used to be. Why am I grabbing another Great Ball? I don't need it. Oh, there's my EXP Candy S. Yeah, so the funny thing about normal difficulty is it has the same timing windows as expert difficulty. Not a lot of people know that. The main difference between normal and expert is the amount of health the enemies have. And the main difference between story and normal, or easy and normal, if you want to call it that, is the parry windows. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing the game enough that I play on expert now. Well, alright, when I'm doing the AP, I still play on story because I just want to sort of get through it. The point of the... To me, the point of the AP isn't can I beat the game on expert. It is... can I find all the items? I swear, there are certain things in Expedition 33 that I feel like they tout as being, like, big game mechanics, and they, like, don't come up that much. Like, weak spots. The whole first area of the game, everything has this giant glowing weak spot that it's like, oh, make sure you aim for the weak spot. And then... all of a sudden, like, enemies just don't have weak spots anymore. Restaurant. But yeah. Overused the gun. I feel like I didn't use it, like, almost at all on my first playthrough. My second playthrough that I did after, oh my god, what am I doing? After I had been speedrunning for a bit, I did a playthrough on Expert. That one I used gun a ton, but it's because I had a build that specifically, like, wanted to use the gun. There. There's not really a type chart. Yeah, they just replaced the weak spots with headshots. And it's funny because it happens in, like, the second area of the game. All of a sudden, things don't have weak spots. I mean, it's a great game. But, like, another thing that comes to mind is, like, type affinity stuff. I guess, like... I guess most enemies have a type affinity. Burning Shot setting up for Mael. I forget what I had, but I know Verso was mainly my free aim shooter plus base attacker. Alright, chat. Is it Y? Can I hit Y to swap my party on the main menu screen instead of in my box? Like, if I want to move boys to the front. I don't think I've ever done it on that screen. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Take down Aerial Ace. Rock Smash. I guess I should have gone to the box anyways. I've been a minute. And I basically don't need the spinner rack in my party unless I get a specific task that calls for it. So I can just leave my party as is for now. Card Lady. Alright, listen, CL is genuinely difficult to use. The general idea of CL is you want to... This is like a very simplified version. But you want to alternate between her sun tasks and her moon tasks. Her sun skills and her moon skills. The sun ones are typically the ones that will apply foretell, and the moon ones are typically the ones that will consume foretell. And then one of the really cool things that I did not realize until I was watching like a tier list video of skills in the game. Like, I'm talking months down the line. I didn't realize this. By using a sun skill and then a moon skill, you go into Twilight. I knew that part. What I didn't know is whenever you go into Twilight, you get like 3 AP. just for going to Twilight. Which is kind of busted. I did not realize this. Because, I'll admit it, on my first playthrough, I saw her mechanics and was like, I don't feel like reading a book. And so I did not use her. I also did not use Minoko, which I regret. I ended up using Minoko on my expert second playthrough. My team in my second playthrough was primarily Verso, Minoko, and Lune. I would have used Mael. I used Mael a lot in my first playthrough, but Mael is used a lot in the story mode speedrun. So I kind of wanted to try out other characters. Now I just want to play Expedition 33. Who wants to just stop playing this? And we switch. Oh yeah, for sure. One of the issues, Chicken, which if you're beginning of Act 2, you may have started to run into. Oh, damn. Okay. That's huge. While E33 downloads, hell yeah. But one of the issues Mayel runs into specifically is you start butting up against the damage cap. And one of the best ways to get around the damage cap is by using moves that hit more than one time. And unfortunately, Mayel just doesn't have a lot of multi-strike moves. She has a few, but there are characters with far more hitting, like far more hit potential. So she ends up falling off. Yeah. That's really smart. I would still end up 50 short. I ended up 50 short, I think, in my race with Spider. I had already navigated. It's fine. Alright, girl's over there. Sneak up for 100 is really rough. Dude, why are you... You don't even have it yet. I'm in a predicament here. Dang it. I tried to get away. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep running. Alright, I now can sneak up with a fire move. It's fine. Knockout with normal, okay. Does this kid turn? He does. Alright. You're gonna miss, you're gonna miss, you're gonna miss. I'm playing so poorly. It is, I got distracted. I'm not trying to go to my box. Alright, now that I'm in my box, let's just... And I was in the menu. Cool. Be something I can do. This is not going to be enough points. Is it? I think I'm a little short. I had to land hits with a normal move. I thought it was 2 sneak ups. I'm gonna just... This is fine. I thought it was a sneak up before you were seen. Can't get re-poisoned. Your math was functional. The funny thing about this is how close I actually am still going to be to this Yvonne split. With how bad that zone was. I don't think I make it out of this alive, I'll be honest. So we'll reset it. But if I make it out, it'd be really cool. Oh, wait, no. This is lower level because I definitely don't make it out of this one. All right. We tried. Revive is the true full heal. This is true. But it would have been better for me to die during the zone instead of dying then. All right, let's reset that. There was literally no other choice. The other choice would have been to stand in front of her for 15 more seconds, waiting to die, and then reviving. Really? Alright, that's cringe. Do you get healed of your poison? Whoops. I gotta get used to the mic. No? Alright. That's worse. I was thinking, like... Because aren't there... The games that they stopped letting you die from poison, don't you get, like, healed of poison once you hit 1 HP? Like Gen 5 or something? Yeah. Your Pokemon just sitting there at 1 HP poisoned is actually a little funny, though, I will say. Thank you. That zone had the cards to be plenty fast. It had a weird trainer layout. I don't think I've had that one. At least since I've been trying to take it seriously. Where I couldn't get to that second card without battling the trainer. Realistically, if I get in that case, I probably should just fight the trainer. Trying to dodge them like that just isn't worth it. Yeah, Leywa Roof. That candy would be much more appealing if it actually got you to 24, but you still need some extra experience to get to 24. Which that run, funny enough, right before going to Luau, I got a small candy. Like, literally in front of the door to Luau. So I probably should have gone up. But I did not. Yeah, the worry is the extra menu. Well, okay, no, sorry. The problem is going up is a lot of time. That if you're not saving the menu, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't have the exact time offhand. I could figure it out real quick, though. You get 24 for Zabi? Yes. I believe you do. If I remember right, you get 24 right after Yvonne. Pretty much the same Totodile as last time. That's actually a lot more time than I thought it was to get that medium. That medium candy is like 31 seconds. So maybe even if you do get an S, that's not worth it. $15 hours? Where are you specifically in Act 2? You said beginning of Act 2, but I don't know where you are specifically. Gotcha. I miss having wired internet. I wish there was a good way for me to do it. I haven't had it since I moved upstairs, which was right before, right after Legends Arceus came out. I forget. It was around that time. I think it was right after. Just go back to the basement? No. It's cold down there. We did just get the light fixed down there. Actually, I mean, not that you all saw it through anything that wasn't just, like, where my desk was. I did move like back and forth between the two sides of the basement, but we actually did a fair amount of work down there. We put up a wall, so now the basement, instead of being one giant room, is 2 rooms. Oh, I always have a blanket on. I am a perpetual blanket wearer. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I have a picture of what the basement used to look like. I don't even know if I have a picture of what it looks like now. But we put up a wall that separates the two sides. I do have this funny picture. Here's Callie in her cage at the vet. That 36 minutes has flown by. Speaking of snow, I don't think we don't have any snow in the forecast right now. I did have to scrape my car this morning because we left it out of the garage because we're silly. I'm just looking through all the pictures on my phone. I need to not do those. That is very fair. I personally only use audio cues for like a handful of attacks in the game. Or I guess I should rephrase that. I only knowingly use audio cues for about half of the stuff in the game. Not half. A handful of things in the game. You are in Forgotten Battlefield. Okay. Yeah, so you're right at the start of Act 2. I will say, the whole, like, end of Act 1 into the beginning of Act 2, like, including the Act 1 part to that, is a pretty decent difficulty jump. Like, I thought specifically the final boss of Act 1, there, like, wasn't anything close to that difficult in the rest of Act 1. In terms of things you were meant to do in Act 1, I know of at least one thing that's available to do in Act 1. It's probably more of an Act 2 or 3 thing, but... If you're in Forgotten Battlefield, the end of Act 1 just happened, and you know what happened at the end of Act 1. The thing happened. Exactly. It is kind of rude that they just give him all the same weapons. Bond, thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it. Bond, thank you for the Prime sub. Just didn't show up. There it is. It didn't show up in my chat. I heard it. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the Prime sub. It's gonna work one of these days. One more good donk. As of right now, no, Bond. I am on backup for Expedition 33. The run is already in the event, which would mean I think the runners would have to drop in order for me to get in, which obviously we do not hope happens. Or we hope doesn't happen, I guess would be a better way to state that. And then I did submit this category, actually, rank F, for second submission period. But those runs will be announced on Monday, along with the entire schedule for the event. I left too early. I realized people probably have already started doing this. Like I said, I don't like watch anybody play this for the most part. Not that I don't want to, I just don't have the time. So people may already be doing this, but I realized that because you crouch roll and crouch rolling is silent, the Mareep that's closest to the door is already facing away from the door. So you can just crouch roll straight to the door and get a free shot on the Mareep. But like I said, because it's the first time I did it, I like forgot that I had to wait. I've been like going into the grass and being all sneaky and stuff, but like I ran the catch rate calculator earlier and I was like, oh, it's 95%. Like this is good enough to bank on. That post doesn't exist anymore. Interesting. Basically, what you can do is you can cancel your cooldowns by initiating a forfeit at the same time that you use a move, and then cancel out of the forfeit, and that causes the move to go off, but the cooldown never starts, meaning you can use it immediately again. Oh wait, not that. Ah! I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Yeah. There's also another glitch that involves using a bench or something. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know if it's useful. I saw people playing with it. But I don't think anyone in English has been messing with the glitch stuff. I did see one of the Japanese runners by the name of Carlio was doing some runs in Japanese with the cooldown cancel. I don't think it saves that much time, but it's, I think, impactful enough that it warrants a distinction. Of course. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. Hardly working, Jordan. Is that what you usually ask? How's it going? That's not Rock Smash because I messed up and hit all the buttons. Sick. Oh wait, he's there. I want to see if I can do that. No, it just goes. Ah. I want to ask a question. But I don't want to lead you on. All right, I'll ask this. I don't know if you can answer this because I don't know how descriptive you can be. Do you know where in Forgotten Battlefield you are? Like, do you think you're near the end of it? Do you think you're at the beginning still? Are you, like, in the middle somewhere? If you see an enemy nearby, I probably know where it is. If you describe it in vivid detail, I can probably tell you where it is. Across the broken bridge. Down a chasm. Interesting. A broken bridge. That's a very interesting thing for you to say. Campsite's called Broken Bridge. Huh. Fascinating. It's fascinating for a couple of reasons. Can I look up Forgotten Battlefield map? Yes, I can. Look at that. So this doesn't have the name of them. Do you remember what the optional boss's name was? I'm being annoying at this point, I apologize. You fought it in May. Okay, never mind. That's fair. Okay. So, the question I wanted to know was, did you fight the main boss of the area yet? Which you actually did. The optional boss you fought in a chasm is not optional. It was a required boss named Duelist. It's a very cool boss, which is why I was asking. Ixie Paints, thank you for the good luck. Much appreciated. It was hard, yes. It's a very cool boss. It is a very Dark Souls-esque boss design. Yeah, that is one of the bosses. That boss is one of the first that really elevates the, like, combo game. Up until then, enemies and bosses have, like, 3 hits in a combo, and there's one of Duelist attacks that's literally 9 hits. Emotional over one-shotting a level 5 average. That's pretty funny. That is, in the speedrun, the any % speedrun, we actually lose that fight. Because it's faster. Yep. We, it's actually really funny. It is, I did almost no routing in this category, but this is one thing, it was my idea that I came up with, that actually got routed out and then came back. Where we catch a Vanillite. Okay, so the problem with the fight, dying, yes, we're talking about the ice cream cone. Listen, it's my one thing. The problem with dying on that fight is Tawny or Urbane really, really want to set up both Light Screen and Reflect before they deal any damage to you. And so we would just sit there and wait for 2 moves, and then like our Weedle would die. But because we catch a Vanillite, Vanillite comes with self-destruct, and so you can self-destruct. It does not save as much time as you might think. You get the self-destruct finally goes off about halfway through the second screen animation. Because the animation for self-destruct is so long. But you have it, it's just like, it's worth just doing. The best case would be something like Memento. Because I bet that animation is fast. Does anything in this game learn Memento? Is that even in the game? That's what I'm checking. Dynam. Dang it. I don't think we have tested that. Alright, I don't know if it's in the game, but I know of a Pokemon that learns it via level up that is in the game that doesn't learn it via level up in this game. That was a long-winded way to say I don't think it's in the game. Litwick does learn it via level up in Scarlet Violet, but does not learn it in this game. And fun fact, it's the only Pokemon who learns it via level up that exists in this game. Ralts can get it from breeding, apparently. It is, but it would be a fast way to lose a Pokemon battle. What was that animation? He like bonked his head on the railing and gave up. Like, what was that? I'm sure they'd find a way. What did they do in Legends Arceus? Because didn't they do something in Legends Arceus to still make it slow start, kinda? Significant differences? It's mainly dialogue differences. I don't think anyone has gone through and actually figured out which one's faster. But that's the only difference. Dialogue and potentially animation differences, although the animation differences might be a bit of a shitpost. Bum, bum, ba, da, da, da. Zorua line and Gigas. Gigas. Why does she keep stopping? Just keep running. Okay, that's kind of funny. I don't think I've seen that one. Ghastly in the box until endgame. Withdraw at 1 HP and curse the meow. Fascinating. Etchy with the raid. Thank you for the raid, Etchy. Hope your stream went well. Hope you got some pulls. I think you were doing some card openings. Thank you for the good luck, Greta. Sandy. I ask myself that all the time. And yes, Head Bob. They are quite large on story, but this is not a bad thing. You will learn. Thank you for the good luck, Bug. We are going to catch our Pikachu and leave. Alright, you all actually just came in at the perfect time. Things are fairly linear up till this point, but this is where the game kind of opens up a bit. We're going to do not as much as you would in Scarlet Violet. We're going to do a little bit of candy hunting. Grab ourselves some experience candies and some fly points while we do these side missions that Emma is graciously asking us to do. That is the way, chicken. Alright, so first order of business, we're going to go grab this fly point. Whoops. But these restaurants, in addition to being fly points that are useful, also have experience candies a lot of the time in the back. Start this mission. Classic. Classic. That'd be kind of funny. Little after dinner mint. And we're gonna go to Leia. Cabs in this game are really cool because you can go to places that you have not been before. So it's like a free way to get a fly point without having to actually go there. Grab that. Fly to Prism Tower. Listen, chicken, it's one of those things that they'd put in the game and a lot of us wouldn't get it until we saw a YouTube short explaining it. Nope. Go here. I just got an S. Oh my god. Andes. Andes mints are the correct choice. I did everything, right? Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about with the thick, solid ones. I don't remember where I've ever had them before. Yes, it is boys' time. I'm so dumb. So I pulled up my PB to, like, compare against. It's the kind of thing, I don't know if anybody else who speedruns does this, where they'll pull up their, like, PB or a run to compare against, and they'll, like, synchronize the time with your current splits. That way you can, like, race a video, essentially. So I did that earlier, because I knew I was, like, falling behind, because I messed up during the Mareep catch, basically. And so I just sort of left it running in the background. And I noticed that my PB got an extra candy, which meant I just saved a bunch of time, because I didn't have to do... Like, there was a whole movement section that I didn't do, so I actually pulled ahead. And so when I was, like, trading for boys, I was just arriving at boys in my PB video, and I had tabbed away to look at the notes to make sure I did everything. And then I forgot that I did that. And then I looked over, and I was like, wow, my PB caught way up to me somehow, and I don't know how that happened. I was looking at my OBS preview. I was not looking at the video. The video is still in the background. My video just got to Bunnelby. Your mint jokes. Alright, I got the jokes. I didn't get them at first because I didn't, like... I read them, but I didn't read them. I don't know how else to describe what I did. Exactly. Time to pay attention. The run really ramps up here. It's like battle zone, battle, battle, battle zone, battle, battle. Yeah. All right. Interesting task layout. Land hits with fighting. Where are the people? Where are the people? Where are the people? There's one person. Sneak up. Let's just do this. Alright, so that's... I am cardless. I would have just kept the fighting card, but I wanted to... I want to grab this and then ignore the lady. Turn. Good. Land hits with normal. Let's just do this. Okay, so this is where things get awkward. Where's this guy going? Okay. Super effective water moves. This is where I wish I knew. Sneak up and start with electric. This is where I wish I knew the trainers. Because I don't know who has something that's weak to water. Oh my god, please. And you're paralyzed. So this may be a 4 battle, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And anybody will work, so I'm just going to go forward and mess this guy up. Daniel, if that is your real name. Nah, he's 350. He's not 300, he's 350. 50 more than 50 short, I know. Can I battle zone? There's a Pancham Litleo, I guess, and there's a Litleo Esper. I don't know if I've ever seen the Litleo Esper. Oh, there's a Fennekin girl. Yeah, Fennekin. Why are there so many Bumblebees? It's Fennekin Bumblebee. That's kind of cringe. I guess I can take down. I always forget I have takedown as like a good neutral move against everybody. Yeah, I saw the Fennekin last run. The Pansage Bellsprout, that's a rough fight. If I'm going for super effective water moves. Oh, the Litleos, yeah. Rank X, what is the next battle zone? The next battle zone is the one by Leia. It's the one with the alleyway. Okay. You could do a prediction. The next one would be over under 4.5, I guess? No, 3.5. Do 3.5. It's hard to get 3, but it's not impossible. But it has to be a quick one. It has to be like a 5-minute prediction. Maybe less even. Goomy time. Alright, no predictions, fine. It's a bit late anyways for this zone. What? Oh, I can add a prediction. Got you. How you did it backward, I don't know. Super effective. Sneak up. Blammo. There's Brick Break. I do not. Sounds like I'm about to find out, though. Oh, just like right here? Or where? Oh, this guy. Huh. Do this. It's this guy. Land hits with fire is doable, but it's not a lot of points. I'm just going to go up. Super effective grass is intriguing, though. Super effective grass is incredibly intriguing now. Not you. Definitely not you. See, this is where, because I don't know the trainers, I don't know who... I don't know what to do here, because I need somebody who's weak to grass, but no one's leading somebody weak to grass. So I think I'm just going to go fight trainers, and hopefully I get one. Like, this is certainly not the correct play. I just, like... Come closer. I don't bite. Hard. I have an idea, and I probably should have done this at the start when I got the cards. I should have done this. Because I didn't see anybody over here yet. Beedrill trainer, no. Definitely not a Litleo. Definitely not a Fletchling. Alright, well. I'm not here. I'm not here. The run's dead, by the way. That roof is very good. Plenty of cards, plenty of dodgeable trainers. Generally higher ranked trainers, so more points. Cleffas. She has 2 Cleffas. This is a Bellsprout and something else that's like a Pansage or something. Wait, there's a Diggersby in this zone? Where was this trainer last time, by the way? Alright. Well, it was a fun night. Sure. But I'll call it here. I don't really feel like playing the intro again tonight. Alright, so let me see this little... Oh, I see. This looked like it was a wall that kept going, so I didn't even think to turn. I'm not here. Also, I don't know why this girl showed up twice. I guess the other one led Fletchling into Pidgey, maybe? What's this item ball? Worth. Oh yeah, the trainers respawn. Wait, so this one leads in Esper. The other one had Esper second. I always throw runs. My mistake. My mistake, sir. I did not mean to bother you. What does she have for her second poke? I just like knowing if I could have done something different. You know? But I think the trainers I needed just didn't spawn. Which is fine. Yeah. It happens. Now you spawn. She was not here earlier. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. That's fine. Alright. Anyways, I am off. So thank you all very much for watching. I will be streaming this weekend. I don't know what. I don't know when. I'll figure it out. It'll be this game. It's just a matter of if it is any % or rank F. I'm also looking, by no means something I'll do on stream, but I've also been starting to look at all missions or all side quests or whatever. So that'll happen eventually. Not yet. Co-op AOP? Probably not this weekend, no. Eventually, yes, but I don't think this weekend. But yeah, anyways, I'm out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.